Matt, how you doing today?
I'm doing quite well, thank you.
I appreciate you taking time out of your day to come see us.
My pleasure.
You got into the British invasion and the Rolling Stones and all that stuff in the 60s?
I did.
And you're a finger picker now. Were you basically a blues rock guy when you first got started?
Yeah.
Did you do some psychedelic bands back in the day?
Never psychedelic.
No, just blues rock.
Blues rock.
All right. Had it come from blues rock to a finger picker?
Mississippi John Hurt.
Okay.
I heard him and knocked me out.
Very nice. Tell folks about the first time Tom Russell came to one of your gigs.
Well, apart from being extremely nervous, I was honored.
You're right.
And that's how we first hooked up. And I was doing Blue Wing back then. I went up and asked him if he minded if I played it. And
he was in the audience?
He was in the audience.
And you asked him first?
I did.
Okay.
I did. Out of respect.
And he took a liking to it and said, sure, go for it.
Yeah.
And what'd you think, Tom? Did you do a good version of your song?
Excellent, excellent. Rivals Dave Alvin's version, really. And, actually, tonight, or every night, we've been doing it as a duet because Thad does it so well. And then we segue into a part I really like, a little show of about 8 or 10 minutes where we go through some of those cats like Mississippi John Hurt and Lightning Hopkins and Mance Lipscomb.
Very nice.
And show how he can play all those different styles. And believe me, there's not a lot of people that can.
Right. Thad, you have your own website and you have a couple other side projects as well. You have a singer-songwriter release and kind of a blues rock album, is that right?
Yes, I have all of that. I have about 4 songwriter albums out, 1 blues album. Yeah.
Very nice. Okay, well, great. And gentlemen, anybody else joining you on stage this evening?
No, you never know. You know, the other night we had a sold-out show at the Cactus in Austin, and the great Gurf Morlix was there. He got up and played a great song off his new record. Also, who else was there? There was this young gal who was phenomenal from a band called No Sinner. She was about 23, 24 years old, name of Colleen Renison. And she had sent me through an email a version of her doing Blue Wing, by the way, and it sounded like Janis Joplin meets somebody. She was a famous child actress, this woman, Colleen Renison, played with Bruce Willis in a few films. And as she showed up on a motorcycle, we got up to sing with me. It was phenomenal.
Very nice.
So occasionally we do that. We don't know what'll happen tonight. The rumor that Dylan is in town and may stop by, but I don't really try to flog stuff like that.
Tell us about the new release, Masabi. And I read that, after all 26 records...
There's somebody pulling up out front.
Public radio, someone's mowing the grass or something next door. I read that after 26 records, you said that some of your best work is done over the last...
Definitely, and I say that because in this culture especially, people focus on your fame or whatever, because usually with a lot of people, and I'm not pointing at people, let's say John Prine or somebody that I really admire, a guy called... The fame comes from the first 2 or 3 records, and then you build a career based on that. And Dylan, same way, although he's got a great track record. But I didn't really have a lot of big records early on, or records I thought some of them were uneven, but I was learning the craft. Only till the last 2 records, Blood and Candle Smoke and Masabi, did I feel that musically and lyrically and lots of other ways that these were good albums. And it's just an unusual way to go about it. We moved out to El Paso many years ago, and I've just tried to stay on the edge and keep writing, and then I started painting, and I write prose and this and that. But I think the last 2 records, and I'm working also on a new sort of folk opera on the West that'll be a big production. So, I don't have any type of gun at my head, or as far as age or anything else, or what I have to put out. The record companies pick it up and put it out, and the audiences slowly get bigger, so I can't complain.
Very nice. The new record, Lucinda Williams, Augie Myers, some great folks helping you out on this release.
Unbelievable, and I'm a huge fan. I would put Lucinda in my top 5 of current songwriters that still have the edge, still write great songs. I've known her 30 years and have traveled with her, and boy, she doesn't cop out, and I thought she was perfect to sing with myself on Hard Rain's Gonna Fall. Augie Meyer, and my wife's here today, and her mother's here today from Switzerland, Augie Meyer is sort of my wife's honorary not father-in-law, a godfather, and she's listened to Augie and knew Doug Somm since she was 4 years old or something. So when I met her in Switzerland, she already knew Texas music and knew Augie, and Augie's become a good friend. He comes out to the house, and I recorded a couple songs. In fact, I wrote a song with him on the new album, which is called God Created Border Towns, which sets up my song about Juarez. So Augie's an icon in this culture, I think.
Very nice. And Road to Nowhere, that's the last track on the album. That got picked up to be the title track to a big movie, is that right?
Yeah, Monty Hellman told me he was a fan of mine, and he called and left some emails, and it didn't dawn on me that this was the real Monty Hellman that made that iconic picture, Two-Lane Blacktop in the 70s with James Taylor and Dennis Wilson and Warren Oates, one of my favorite actors. And he did a lot of early Jack Nicholson movies and worked with Quentin Tarantino. Actually, he produced Reservoir Dogs. But he was teaching for several years, and anyway, his office got a hold of me, and he said he wanted me to do the soundtrack to his new film, which is called The Road to Nowhere. It's out now on DVD and Netflix, and pretty bizarre film within a film within a film, filmed in London and Rome and here, and I was going to play in it, and I wasn't that interested in becoming an actor, but that part got cut out, so which was good.
Did they actually film you for the part?
No, he sent me the part, and it was going to be filmed in Rome, and that character got cut out. I would have been able to hug Shannon Sossaman or something, and my wife said, no,
right.
Take him out of there. But the music, he sent me the script. I really couldn't put my finger on what's going on in this film, and so I wrote this bizarre title song, The Road to Nowhere, and sent it to him on a little handheld recorder, and then we recorded in the studio. He used the demo I did in a front room in Switzerland on a handheld recorder, so it's real edgy sounding and eerie. We re-recorded it for this record, Masabe, and it's an outtake. And he also used about 6 or 7 of my other songs, Roll the Credits, Roses of San Joaquin. I'd urge people to watch the movie because it's almost like watching one of those old Italian movies, The Road to Nowhere. And Monty's he's a hero.
Sure, and it's got great music, too.
Yeah, there you go.
Tom Russell live in the KPFT studio playing tonight over at the Mucky Duck, getting some help from Thad Beckman, who will also be on stage with him. Glad to have you guys in the KPFT studios today and talk you out of another one.
Sure.